Hey y'all, and welcome back to Skyrim Scripting. On this episode, we're going to be finishing the ConsoleEquip mod that we started making, which uses the custom console commands mod that we made and released last time on Nexus. So if you weren't here when we made the ConsoleEquip command, that's fine. It's like 30 lines of code and we'll walk you through it. Let's actually boot up in game what we made right now. Let's head on over to Mod Organizer 2, make sure I have my profile selected for custom console commands. Can I deselect everything? For custom console commands, we need SKSE and Papyrus Util. For ConsoleEquip, at least for right now, we need Papyrus Extender. We could try and get rid of that at some point, but right now it has a really, really convenient function for just getting a full array of everything that the player currently has equipped, from armor to weapons and everything. And so it's great, and it's really, really convenient for quickly changing someone's entire outfit. We made console dance as an example that we put here in a video where we show people how to create custom console commands. So maybe I'll turn that on and we'll dance. And that should be it. The Power of 3 Papyrus Extender requires address library for SKSE. So we need all those things, and then we'll boot up with SKSE. And I just disabled everything and checked it so that we could walk through and so that you wouldn't be missing any of those dependencies, and grab them with Vortex or Mod Organizer 2 or whatever you're using. Let's go into game. I really want a prettier, different, I really want a different place to go than Riverwood. Is there like a dragon bridge? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Between episodes, I'm gonna make like a list, and I want to print it out of cells, and I want a list of like really pretty locations like this, where when we get there, there's not a lot of people, because most of the cells I had memorized are like bars and taverns and stuff. So if you can recommend any cells to me, then when I do my screencasting series, I will use the cells that you recommend. Just make them nice and serene like this. So we've got our player, and what we did in the video on NexusMods was we made them dance. Cool. And you can make NPCs dance. Whatever you have selected in the console will dance if it's an actor. And then the other thing we did was, let's say this is our combat outfit because it's got a helmet on. We can do equip or just E for shorthand, save, combat. And then we can take off some stuff. Let's take off that absurd helmet. And our gauntlets and, I don't know, our boots. Let's take off everything. We ain't even wearing boots. And we'll call this town. And now we'll switch between them. E, where, combat. E, where, town. And we can turn it off, but right now we have the little messages showing up in debug notifications that shows you what gets equipped. You can turn that off with the equip item function. So that's what we made. Here's the code. Let's open up VS Code. I could just go to the directory where I have ConsoleEquip. Just open that up in Explorer. And for me, I'm using VS Code, and of course this is all up on GitHub, and so I'm just going to double click into the code workspace because that lets me Control-Shift build my project. So let's just browse. I think there's basically one script. There's one little stupid helper script for logging, but then the main script is just, I guess there's 3 scripts. Here's the player script. It subscribes to the equip and the E commands, and both of them go to this handler. They run the equip command, which we'll look at, and it passes along the player, because this is a player reference, so it just passes along the player. And then the equip command just has 3 functions. It's all global, and we want to update it to support NPCs. So we'll do that first. Because right now it just supports the player. And we want to be able to address NPCs. Did I even mention that? Did I even mention this part? My goal of this episode, if we can do it, is within the next 60, 90 minutes or whatever. Because if we want to get something ready for Nexus and implement it a lot, maybe it'll take more than half an hour. I don't know. We could probably fix this NPCs thing in 10 minutes. I want to see if we can get it up on NexusMods. That'd be cool, right? I think people would actually like this. Especially if we create a follow-up mod that, if this doesn't already exist, binds keyboard shortcuts to console commands or batches of console commands. If that doesn't exist, we're going to make that next. We're going to call it like, I don't know, quick console key, keysole. I don't know. So anyway, we get past the arguments, which would be like save or where in this player. And if it's save, if it's not save or where, then we print out this nice little usage message, like you call it wrong. And we interact with the player using misc-util print console, because misc-util comes with the papyrus util, which is required by custom console commands, because it uses storage util to store the outfits. We use it to store the outfits. They use it to store the registrations of who registered what console command. That's a lot of implementation details. But here we've got where outfit, save outfit, where outfit. Instead of the player being the player, let's pass through whatever is currently selected in the console, or we'll fall back to the player. Why should we do that? That should be maybe part of equip run. And I don't know, equip could be its own encapsulated thing, and you give it what you want as the player. So we'll, instead of get actor reference, we'll say get player or NPC function get player or NPC, which returns an actor. It'll use whatever's selected in the console. You know how you can select stuff in the console? We could also use what's under the crosshair if we want. Do you want to do like this if you select something? Thanks, police siren. Let me wait for this to pass. Okay, I got distracted by the police sirens. I'm not gonna lie, now that I have all my content finally up on YouTube, I put everything up today. I put my 12 episode intro to scripting, and I put this series up all in one day. Now I'm like refreshing the page, looking for YouTube comments. So comment below, tell me if you like this. If you don't like it, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't need to hear that. I have enough stress in my life. I'm just here to try and help people. I want to help people. So we can get the, I'll show you in the game script. Yeah. If you head on over to the game script, which I have in my history, we can look for like, ref will pull up a lot of stuff. Ref pulls up 76 matches. How about selected? Here's two great things. Get the current, and these, by the way, are SKSE functions. If we go up, game has so many SKSE functions. I love the mod ones. Papyrus extender lets you get cool stuff, like you can get all the spells in a mod. I love empowering Papyrus to do cool stuff. although I'm going to learn how to make SKSE plugins just as soon as I finish releasing a bunch of cool Papyrus stuff, because Papyrus is so much fun. So you can get the current console reference, whatever is clicked on. You can also get what's on the crosshair. So let's fall back to what's under the crosshair. So get player or NPC. No, we'll just do what's under what's been selected. The crosshair could be annoying because you could be in combat. The crosshair is on some baddie. You try and change your clothes and it like changes their clothes. So we'll say actor, the actor, or actor target, I don't know, equals game dot, it's called selected something. What's it called? Current console ref. Current console ref. And we'll say as actor, because it could be a door. So this will return none if there's none, and if it's door, it'll also return none. So we can say if target, then we'll do something else. We'll do something else. If there is a target, then we'll return target. Otherwise, we'll return the game actor, which we have a reference to because we're a player alias. So we can just do get actor reference. Save, build. I think this will work. Let's try it in game. I think we're done. 11 minutes. I think we made it work for NPCs. Now the question is, are we going to switch to releasing it, or are we going to make it work a little bit better with NPCs before we consider releasing it? I don't like releasing it right now because I really want it to have a feature where you can select an NPC in the console and then open up a container, put stuff you want them to wear in it, close the container and they'll wear it, and then you can save that as an outfit. I really want to do that. You could even have different names for the players. You could give them nicknames. You could say equip NPC Bob, and then you could actually say Bob save and Bob wear, because we can register new commands manually, and you could actually have a Bob command. Be cool. Equip where save is for the player. Bob where save is for Bob. I don't know. I mentioned the cells thing, right? I want pretty cells.
A dragon.
Yeah, what's up, bro? You're wearing some cool stuff. Let's change what you're wearing. Did I turn on add item menu so that I could get cool stuff really easily without doing it in the console? I didn't. I installed that so I could get clothes really easily. Let's just get some armor and we'll give this guy some armor. So let's look for help armor and we'll give him some absurd armor. First, let's save what he's wearing right now. Save, equip or E, save, town. His just regular town outfit. Let's say saved outfit town on the actor's name. For end player dot, we should say target, or I don't like the player, but anyway, get base object, get name. Switch to outfit, outfit name for, and for player name, switch to outfit. Saved outfit for blah, and then blah, switch to outfit. Player, get base object, get name, not node rotation. Save build. Something failed on line 43. I think I have a typo. Yeah, what did I just do? Save build. What is this? I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Quotes be fun, yo. So we know it'll do that. We don't need to load game, and I don't know if we don't have an easy way for us to re-hook up this event. There's the police again. Let me refill my tea. I got my tea. What the hell was I gonna do? I fixed that. We know it'll work. We'll try it later. Let's make sure that this thing works with NPCs. So this outfit is a town outfit. Let's get him some weird armor. Bone mold pauldron armor. I want that for him. Add item 4037563. Equip item. Oh, there's like an add and equip.
Did I see you talking to Sven?
Equip, save, ridiculous. Cool.
Maybe not.
Now we can be
Stay
wherever
down
we
with her.
want.
Never mind. But I would stay away from him if I were you.
Oh, we still need to have a reference to him, because right now, and this is the problem, we can't change his outfit unless he's currently selected in the console. So we should give alias kind of names to our NPCs. But right now, because he's still selected, we should be able to tell him to wear his town outfit. And we should be able to switch him to ridiculous. And town. And ridiculous.
Dragons
Cool.
now, is it?
What should we do? What should we do? I don't know. I wish this were Twitch. I wish this were Twitch and we had some viewers so you could tell me what to do. I want your recommendations, but you're not here. I want to be big. If I do this, I'm going to totally forget to switch back to little me mode. Alright. What do we want the CLI, the command line interface for equip to be? So far we have equip, save, and equip where. I like them. But if we want to manage a number of NPCs, and I had an idea before, I don't remember. So we'll do equip add Bob, or equip add Sally. And then we can say equip Bob where town. Cool. Equip add Bob. We should be able to equip remove Bob. Let's do remove. Oh, we need to be able to remove outfits. Bob remove town. So if you just say equip remove, then you're looking for an alias. Maybe it'll check for an alias first, and then it'll look for a player's outfit. That's unless we say EP for player or something, where town. But I think where town is something that we want the users to be able to do. So that makes it a little bit complicated because it's either equip command arguments. Maybe they all have one argument, or it's equip alias NPC command argument. So that makes it a little, I don't know, is convoluted the right word for it. But thing we're missing is I want to be able to dress them. I want to be able to get them things. So let's do E Bob dress, or E dress Bob, or just E dress will do whoever is under the cursor. And I want dress to open up a bartering menu between you and a container, so you can put things into a container, and then as soon as you exit that menu, or as you are putting things into the container, we'll probably just grab them immediately and put them on the NPC, or put them on the player if you use it on the player, but that would be weird. I think that would be fun, and it's something I've never done before, so let's do it. Let me save this as ideas for ConsoleEquip. We'll keep this open, and I'll keep this reminder in case we do this again. But let's go to Schmal. I'm gonna go whoop, and there I am. Sure. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? We need to track NPCs, so we need to handle the command add because that's what we said, right? Add. If it's add, then we'll say add NPC, or like register. Shoo, go away. I don't want you. Register NPC alias. Instead of the outfit name, it'll be you'll pass it an argument, which is the name in this case, and the player, which is a reference. So I kind of want to replace all the instances of player in this with how about just player or NPC? It's a little bit long, but it gets the point across. And for simplicity, for reading on the screen, I'll just put register NPC alias right under this. String NPC alias, and then actor NPC. And then there could be remove. Unregister. Ooh, I don't want you. Unregister NPC alias. Which we'll get to. These need to be global, that's why it's red. Cool, we're at 24 minutes, it's not bad. I so wish that global scripts could have really loud music coming from cars for no reason. That bass is absurd. Anyway, if you have a good recommendation for storing global variables, let me know. So I really, really want some. Here's a question that I have for you. I'm newer to Papyrus than I would like to admit. can we, from a global script, get an instance to like anything? Like if we do console equip player script property, can you do this? Player script auto. So let's say you have it. Can global functions get to it? Sure, let's just call anything on it. Yeah, player script is undefined. And there's no such thing as this. Recommend this to me. Recommend to me. I want to store stuff somewhere. In particular, I want to store keys to storage util. I want one place where I have a bunch of constants, like auto read-only properties on something that I reference that are just like the names of keys for storage util, so I don't copy and paste storage util strings all over the place. But we'll just copy and paste storage util strings all over the place. We're using equip command outfit as the key down here. We will have a list of tracked forms for the actors, but we also need their names, so we need strings. So what we'll do is we will do storage util dot form list add I was gonna do a form list and a string list, and we'll just have the index of each be the same. So put the name in the string list, Bob, Sally, whatever, and then the forms in the form list, and then we can just use the same index identifier for each one of them to map them together. That's the only way that we could enumerate and iterate over the NPCs. I think that's the right way to go. What we could do alternatively is say we're going to do none, comma, and the key name will be equip command NPC alias and the NPC alias, comma, NPC. And we could disallow duplicates if we want. That would confuse the system, and we'd need an error or something for that. So we could do this, and then if you send a command that's like Bob dress or whatever, we'll have references to those aliases because we deterministically know how to get the key. The keys are just built. The keys are built from the name of the alias, and that's it. But we won't be able to loop over them. Will we? We don't even need a form list. Yeah, we can totally loop over them. I think, whatever. Let's just keep going through. My head is broken. To unregister, we would storage util dot formless clear, and you just give it the key. We're not really using this as a list. set form value, none key name NPC. You know what I mean? We were making lists, but every single list just had one item in it, so it wasn't that useful. So now we need to, instead of set form value, let's look for what else you can do with a form value. We want to clear it. Unset form value, and you just give it the key. Now if we do want to enumerate over all of them, we can have a string list add that we will call equip command NPC aliases, and we will add the NPC alias. Then we will storage util dot string remove. You can give it the value, which is dope. None aliases alias. Cool, did you follow? We'll say track all NPC alias names in a string array. It's a list, not an array. Track the store a reference to the form ID for this NPC. So add and remove will work. We just need save and where support for them. So we need to check if the first argument is a valid alias. So instead of print this, let's extract this, extract method into function print usage. Cool. And let's do the validation afterwards. Let's just do happy path as it's called. Command for NPC alias is what the first argument is. So we need to see if it is an NPC alias. If it is, we will set this player or NPC to that alias. Yeah. Yeah. Form NPC from alias equals storage util dot get form value none comma get alias NPC alias key name string alias name and function return This is how I'm gonna do. This is my replacement for properties, because you can't have freaking global properties, which is so obnoxious. But we can use getters. We'll replace those other things with helper functions too. But for right now, I'm just going to do this because I want to use it up there. Sanity. I could use multiple cursors here, but I forgot how to use them. So that we don't accidentally type the wrong thing in some place. Here's the outfit name, form list add. Note, I think we're that is a form list. We'll update this later. So what I want is I want to get the form value for this first argument, which could be Bob or it could be where. Missing equals none. If NPC from alias, and that'll return a form value as actor. I don't know if you can do this. I don't think you can reset. I don't know if you can change a method parameter value, but you should be able to. Okay, we might have working code. I don't have anything underlined. Come on, where's that compilation failure? Equip command says 352. We did not match that input global 352. Oh, I was playing with this property thingy to see if it would work, and of course it doesn't. You can't do that with Papyrus. Let's run game. I hate when I'm like quiet and not talking. I get really in my head, and I'm supposed to be a presenter, but I'm learning. I used to screencast, but that was a long time ago. really want different cells. I want pretty cells. Pretty cells with flowers like that. Oh, we should be able to list actors.
A dragon.
That'll really help. List could list the equipment, or it could list aliases. Let's just say aliases. List aliases. Form list get, form list find, form list to array, none NPC aliases key name. String array. While index is less than the alias names dot length, and while index plus equals 1, or it just goes forever, we could make a string and then print console once in case print console is expensive. If alias names dot length equals 0, else end if miscutil dot print console no NPC aliases defined, use equip add alias name to add with actor selected in console. To do, if the actor is already registered, do not register again and show a message, an error message in the console. Sound cool? Cool. Print console, we'll get to that. If there are some, then we'll build up some text and then we'll print the text. Miscutil dot print console text. It can be the number of alias of so alias names dot length end easy aliases. With a new line, text at equals a dash followed by alias names index end, let's get the actor and get their name. So end, like parentheses, and we'll put the actor name in there. So parentheses, do some quotes, so the actor name goes here. So actor function get alias, get actor from alias name, string alias name, or we've been using NPC alias. At some point before releasing, which may not end up being right now, we can make sure that some of these parameter names are consistent. We can find them and just do find and replace in the file. So the key is this, and so we say storage util get form value none npc alias key name npc alias. So now we can get the actor. It kind of has to have a reference if we made an alias. So I think we can safely do this. Alias names index dot get base object dot get name. So let's make this a variable called actor name. String actor name equals that. And we'll add a new line. Save, build. What do we call this thing? Aliases. Let's go in game. I want to be able to set aliases and see them. I think remove is set up to unregister, so we can try that as well. Yeah, we have got add and remove. 47 minutes.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
Okay. Equip aliases. No alias is defined. Use equip add alias name with an actor. If we try add to register NPC alias, this will fall back to the game player. So we'll want to say to do if the actor is already registered, and then we'll also want to do if the actor is the game player, then print a message and do not register. Nice to have a reference to the game player without having to do game.getPlayer. If the NPC equals game.getPlayer, else if storage util dot has form value, I think it's storage util has form value none NPC alias key name, or we can check the string list add. You can have multiple aliases for the same person. That's fine. It's fine. You can call them multiple names. That's fine. But you can't add the same name multiple times. So if the string list has the NPC alias names, the NPC alias, already alias already exists, and NPC alias. And we could do this and be nice and get actor from alias name, NPC alias. Let's do a get actor name from NPC alias as well. Here's how you get the name. Instead of actor name here, let's have a get actor name from, should autocomplete from up there. String function. That's the body. Global get actor name from NPC alias. Is that what we call it? Let's call it from NPC alias name. So we've got, let's do it if it's the game player, miscutil.printConsole cannot register alias for game player, else do the stuff. If storage util dot form value has form value none PC alias's name alias key name NPC alias. Then we do this stuff, otherwise we print a message. This is all called boundary condition checking. Oof. Cool, let's try add with the game player. We haven't tried add with a no argument, like an empty string. I don't know what that'll do. I'll just write it down to do it. Equip aliases. No alias is defined. Equip, add, Bob. Cannot register alias for game player. Good. Try and add someone, and then we'll try and add them again.
A dragon!
Equip, add, Bob. Cannot register alias for game player. Alias already exists, Bob. Cool. help armor, or equip Bob, save town. Didn't say anything. Should have said something saved for someone. Bob, town, save. So miscutil dot print console. Command and command argument and argument and player or NPC and player or NPC. Whoops. Pasted. Keep hitting Control V. B is hard to get to. It's far away. A dragon. I saw a dragon. It's better going here than like the Bee and the Barb or someplace. If we went to the Winking Skeever, we would have tons of different folks to make aliases. But there's 3 folks in Riverwood. The archer, the lady and the guy. Which is good enough. Right now we're not putting out anything
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
What?
If there's like an error. Add Bob. Command is add. Argument is Bob. And that's the actor. Cool. Let's try it again. The alias already exists, Bob. And then it doesn't print out the name from Bob's form. Alias already exists, Bob. Get actor name from NPC alias. Here's NPC alias. Why? What's wrong with that? So in game, whoops. In game we've got alias already exists, Bob. Bob. But the actor name isn't there for Bob. So when we registered, set the form value for this to NPC. It's Bob. Possible that it was the as actor thing. If you don't cast a form to an actor, maybe it doesn't return. Oh, and did that function use a return statement? Neither of them use return statements. Whew. That's a relief. Hey puppy dog, you've gone out like 30 times. You're not going out right now. Why, you're just laying down over there? That's fine. Okay, we're just at an hour. We'll see what we can do. See if we can get all these commands working. And dress them, have aliases for them and dress them.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
equip add Bob. MissQSil.GameConsole added alias and PC alias and space parentheses and get backdoor name alias NPC alias. I hate that we have to quit out a game for this. We could spend like an hour making it work so that we could use script reload and then like cast a spell or hit a keyboard button to get it loading, but this is more effective, unfortunately. We will sprint at least. I think I'm done tweaking stuff right now. We'll see.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
Wait, equip Bob, add Bob. Added alias Bob Sven. Cool.
What?
Equip add Sally. Cool. Hilda is Sally. I don't want to
What is it now, Mother?
clothes in this. Let's say equip Bob save town. That called the command Bob argument town. What we're supposed to do is if a player or an alias what we want to do is get the actor from the form name. We have a thing for that now. Actor NPC from alias equals get actor from alias name. Command, which might not exist and might exist. If that first command is the name of an NPC, then we change the player reference to be that NPC, and we set the argument, but we don't change the command. Command equals arguments 2 in that case, and the argument equals argument 3. Cool. Let's go and let's add those two and let's mess with their outfits. It's not that bad. We can record people, we can list them. After we add them, let's try the aliases list. And we can try removing them.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
You can see both of them. Alias, equip, add Sally. If I try and run it again, it says already exists. Equip, add Bob. If I try it again, it says it already exists. If I click if I get rid of anything and I add Bob, it'll say I can't register alias for game player. Good. Let's say equip Bob save town, saved outfit town for Sven. Equip outfit, equip Sally save town. Cool. I think we clear before we save, so I think it's safe to resave outfits. Let's do some help, some armor, and give him some absurd armor. Improved bone mold armor. Chitin armor. Vampiric armor. Vampire armor. How do you add and equip? I just want to look it up so that we know. There's like there's a command. Skyrim console add and equip. Is it add and equip? Anyway, I saw it once. Whatever. Let's add item, the vampire armor, 2014, 2C7. Let's equip it. Equip item. Let's see him do it.
What?
That's not that interesting. Equip Bob, save vamp. Cool. Try it again, it should be fine. Not gonna lie, I'm looking for like some bar main or something stuff because I'm the worst. Because I'm following I don't know a good word for it. Let's look for some badass armor. I wish I could hold this down. Armored Husky? What in the world is that? Let's give Sally 201 8B31. And let's equip it. What is it?
What is it now, Mother?
Equip.
She didn't equip whatever it was. Add item 4029 217.
Big as the mountain and black as night. It flew right
She
over.
looks cool. Equip Sally save badass. Equip Sally wear town.
Arrow.
Wear badass.
Against now, is it?
And we can
Please,
go
Mom.
wherever we want now.
If you keep on like this,
Doesn't
everyone in
matter.
town. You're crazy.
So I'll switch it. We can choose
And
other
I've got
things
be-
with our cursor.
Things to do than
And
this.
now we can change equip Bob wear town.
Your fantasy.
And then we can change our own stuff.
You'll see.
We can equip save helmet.
It was. Dragon. It'll.
Equip save town. Equip wear helmet.
The Stalin.
Wear town.
You'll believe.
Equip aliases. 2 NPC aliases. Sally, which is mapped to Hilda, and Bob. I think if we remove an alias, we might not be getting rid of their what they're wearing, their outfits. So I'm just gonna make a note about that. To do unregister their outfits, all of them. which means we need to track a list of outfits. Speaking of which, it should probably be a outfits, super like super I don't have these organized in a good list. I don't have them organized in any particular way, and they don't have comments on them. But when you save an outfit, you create this, you clear a key that's a list of stuff, and then you add an array, you add a bunch of stuff to the list. So we need to clear the list. We need to know what the outfit name is. So we save the outfit name. So we say storage util dot string list add none key for player outfit list. Key for outfit list. Oh, we don't have the alias. We need our save outfit and our where outfit commands. They should know what the alias is. If there is one. Let me commit some stuff that we're working on because it's pretty dope. ConsoleEquip, adding support for NPC aliases. Commit to main, push. Okay, let me refill my tea. It's 1 hour and 12. We could do a bunch of little edge cases. I want to fix making sure that when we get rid of two things. One, I want to be able to list all of the outfits for an alias. And I want to be able to make sure that we clear all of the outfits for an alias when we delete it. My thought is there will be a default alias named me, and me will be the player. Hey puppy, where you at? You're just hanging out? Good girl. Let me write that down so I don't forget it. I want every command to have the alias, and then they can easily get references to the actor. So instead of passing around the actor, we pass around the alias, which is me by default. Me default. As default alias. Pass alias as the main kind of object identifier for the player versus the NPC. Now, that's kind of useful and interesting, whatever. But I guess 2 questions. One, should we do what this says? It says finishing ConsoleEquip and putting it on Nexus. I have to do that or I can't upload this video because that's what the freaking thing says. So I think we need to kind of call it at a certain point and just put it up as like an alpha. So let me refill my tea, and then what we're going to do is we're going to come back. When we do, we are headed to NexusMods.com. Glad I have that reminder. We are headed, when we get back, NexusMods. Skyrim Special Edition. Upload a mod. And we'll do an alpha. And we'll do it together. And like last time, I'll probably pause and I'll write out the description and do some of these tabs. I'll do the description and then I'll do all these tabs with you because they only take a moment and you may not have uploaded something to NexusMods before. I'll just show you what I write out in the description, and it's not so bad. Yeah, and then maybe we'll keep it hidden, and what I'll do is I'll record a video that shows how to use it. I'll upload that to YouTube, and maybe I'll do that and then finish this video. But first, we'll do this part of the NexusMods. So I'll be right back. Let me make myself small so I don't forget to make myself small again. Otherwise, I'll do this, and you probably won't be able to see stuff behind me. I'll be like, here's the code that you should see, and it's right behind me in my jacket. Alright, cool. We're at an hour 16. My goal is by an hour 30, we'll post to NexusMods. So 14 minutes. Let's do this thing. BRB. Okay, we've got 13 minutes to do this. I can't promise, but I'm going to try. So, we're uploading a mod, and maybe I'll end the episode with this hidden, but we'll see. What category would we choose for this? Is it armor, equipment, clothing, and accessories? Let's look at the immersive clothing switchers, like immersive Skyrim clothing mod. NPC outfit switcher, simple NPC outfit manager, and outfit switcher. Let's see what categories these are in. This one's gameplay. This one's utilities. I kind of feel like utility. I feel like most of the things I make are going to be utilities. ConsoleEquip, English, V1, 1.0 or something. Me. What did they say? Simple allows you to have direct control over whatever your control switch player NPC outfits using the Skyrim the detailed description. This is where I pause. Okay, so I made a hidden mod. I made it and then I hid it. I made a little thing for it, so it's got a background and whatever. It's called ConsoleEquip. I wonder if I can still change its name, because that just ConsoleEquip looks rough. Save my mods. ConsoleEquip. Cool space. I want that space. So it's hidden. I didn't put much here. I'm going to stop this. We're at an hour 20. I'm going to walk the dog, And then I'm going to record a intro video for this so I can post it in with this, and then I'll come back to this video. I'll show you a snippet of that video that is there, and I will have written out a full description, and we'll get this on Nexus. We'll get like an alpha on Nexus that doesn't do containers, and then we'll sync up again, y'all and me, and we'll do containers. We'll make it so that you can dress an NPC. We'll do equip Bob dress, or equip dress. Yeah, just equip Bob dress, and it'll pop up a container that we can barter into, and it will give Bob those items, and we'll have the option to force Bob to wear those items and not be able to take them off per his AI. Alright, peace. I'll be right back. So I did it. I put it there. I put it on Nexus. It's not hidden anymore. I tweaked one thing so that like when you just type equip with no arguments, it prints out like a little bit of usage. That's kind of it. I'm trying to decide if we're done with this for now. I did what I said I was going to do, and I recorded another playlist that was just like a quick run through of how people can get set up with modding tools. That was pretty cool. So I said I was going to stick around and do another video after this to add a dress command for a container. Sure, maybe. Between now and then, I might record a bunch of videos, just each focusing on like a single really popular mod utility library out there. I kind of want to balance and find the sweet spot between like 15-30 minute videos that demonstrate one thing versus like the 45-minute to 90-minute videos like this one that kind of go through and like do a thing and include some coding and some moments of me just going, how the hell do we do this? So put some down in the comments if you find it interesting to like see someone put something up on Nexus, if that was cool. If there's anything you want me to make, if you want me to make a console command, while I've been on dog walks, I've been thinking about some console commands, if that would be cool. If there's just some popular tools out there, specifically like coding libraries that you want to see, some screencasts done on, either short ones or long ones, let me know. I'm going to update all my videos description notes to have a link to a place where you can suggest a video. So I'm going to do that right now, and then yeah, we'll see. I don't know. This was fun, right? Where goes the car horn outside? I think this stuff is fun. I just got to find the sweet spot and see via the comments what people like, and maybe someday Twitch this stuff, just because, I don't know, if you're already still watching this video, maybe you'd be interested in that. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, I'll see you soon. Thank you, and as always, happy modding. Peace, y'all. That's the wrong background. That's the total wrong background. That's what I was just recording. I don't even know if I have the background for this one still. I gotta update the background. Let me do my talk to the audience. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing at all. What are we doing? We're doing playlists, custom console commands, backgrounds. What are we doing? Something about Nexus? I don't know. I don't know. That was not the right size. There we go. There we go. We're finishing ConsoleEquip and putting it on Nexus, which we did. Okay. Now I can leave. Alright. Happy modding, everyone.